Stephen, a few days to reflect on the weekend's game against Accrington. Just give us your thoughts on that one. Did you think 2-2 was a fair result?
Yeah, in the end, obviously when you go 2-0 up, you want to take 3 points, but it was a horrendous game of football. There was no quality involved in it due to the conditions. The weather was very, very difficult to actually get any kind of control in the game. So when we went 2-0 up, we're disappointed obviously to lose that lead, but it's another point gained in what we're trying to achieve. In our current form in the last 5 games, we're in the top 10, so it shows that we're going in the right direction, and it breeds confidence not losing games, which is very, very important going into a big game against Sheffield Wednesday.
Jonah Iunga, 3 goals in 2 games now. You've spoken about it previously, about simplifying his game. Just talk us through a little bit about that, and what have you changed to make him get the best out of himself?
I think it's more what he's changed, and instead of trying to do tricks on the ball when it's back to goal, he's simplified that, setting balls back. If you look at Coley, there's no tricks. He gets hold of the ball, sets it, gets in the box. And we've shown him lots of video footage. Assistant manager Dermot O'Carroll's worked a lot with him, and he's reaping the rewards. He's not taking too many touches before he shoots. Both goals were deflections on Saturday, but if you don't shoot, you don't score. And we can keep drumming that into him, and he's reaping the rewards at the moment.
New signing Rhys Bennett made an enforced debut appearance on Saturday, going on for Liam Gibson. Just talk about him coming through the door. What's he going to bring? And obviously it would have been nice to have him on the training field before going into a game, but unfortunately that wasn't how it worked out.
Yeah, I think Gibbo coming off was probably a turning point in the game as well. We had to shuffle the whole pack and push Jacob out the left back as well, which he's not comfortable with, but he done well. Big Rhys drove 7 hours up in the car, didn't know anybody's name, so it's really, really difficult to throw him in, and he had a sticky 15 minutes when he came on, as he knows. But after that I thought he was good, very good, won a lot of headers, he was aggressive on the front foot, and that's what he's going to bring to it. He gives us more domination in the air, he is aggressive, he wants to step in and win the ball, so that's what he adds. And I think second half in very difficult conditions and against a team that puts so many balls into your box, he coped very well with it.
Just a word on the fans at the weekend. Obviously 1,186 I think the official attendance was for the away end. One of the biggest crowds that they've ever taken to Accrington Stanley, and roared you home, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. I clapped the boys off at the end, and sometimes when you're in the stand you might not, well I will have done, because there's no cover in the stand. I appreciate how windy it is and how difficult. If there's one thing that ruins football matches, it's the wind. I'd cancel them all when it's that windy, because it's not for spectators, but they stuck by the boys as they always have done since I came here, and they see the amount of effort and so there wasn't a lot of quality in the game, but they knew the boys were giving it everything, and we could have won it in the last minute with Jonah. So we need that to carry us through the season. Obviously games like Sheffield Wednesday and Bolton are the easy ones. They're the big games, big crowds, they're the ones that attract it. But away to Accrington, showing that amount of numbers to come and follow us is fantastic.
You just mentioned Sheffield Wednesday now on Tuesday night. We'll need those fans there again, won't we, and against a team that are really flying again at the moment in this as it stands. Yeah,
they're a good team. They're a huge football club, obviously. The disparity between the two clubs is massive, but on the pitch, we showed before. There's not that big a difference. We beat them before. There's no reason why you can't go and do that again. I feel we're on a good run of form. The confidence is building and growing. As I say, we've changed a lot of things in 6 months, and we're starting to reap small percentages and small rewards from that now, 6 months into it, and hopefully that can continue. This is a bonus game for me. We've absolutely nothing to lose. Nobody expects anything outside of our dressing room, but if we go and play the way we can, we need to pass the ball. Simple, lessons from Sunderland and Spurs away. You can defend well, but you need to pass the ball. You need to stay on and get ownership of the game, and that's something we can be better at.
These are the kinds of games that the club has been yearning for, really, hasn't it? Your trips to the stadium are like your trips to Hillsborough. It's just a magnificent stage to play football in, isn't it? Yeah, that's, as I say, the club's been for a long, long time playing at the bottom of the second division against teams that don't have maybe the limelight of your Sheffield Wednesdays and Bolton. So in the next weeks, we've got to try and enjoy every last minute of it. We've got to make sure that we use these games to make sure we have more of it next season. How much confidence does it breed into your squad and into you as the manager that you've already beaten these this season? Does it give you a little bit of extra impotence that you can go and say to the lads, look, we've done this already, let's go and do it again?
I think we've proved in spells, in games. I think Wycombe was the one game where we've put it together for 90-95 minutes. We've proved in spells we can match anybody, and you go into a stadium that's going to be volatile, huge stadium, big pitch, and we have to be clever with what we do. But we don't go and fear anybody. There's not been a massive gap in any game we've played. I think we've surprised people how competitive we've been. People that wrote us off before we kicked the ball. We were favourites to go down, but we've not got, bar the Sunderland game, I didn't feel that we've not been competitive in any game, and we have to make sure in the next two we are.
you just touched on it there. There was like 2 games, Sheffield Wednesday and Bolton. Obviously, we see what they're about at the weekend, beating Sunderland 6-0, which ended the reign of Lee Johnson. It just shows you what any team can beat anybody in this division, can't it?
Yeah, it's so up and down. There's fine margins in football, and sometimes things go for you and sometimes they go against you. Refereeing decisions, people's making poor decisions that they probably never make again. And Bolton were on a poor run of form, and now they've turned that around. They've won the last lot of games and started climbing the table again. So there's not the difference for me is the top end of the pitch in this level. You get punished for mistakes a lot quicker than you do at the lower levels, and it's sometimes who makes the least mistakes.
Just a quick word on Gibbo. Is there any much details on how long he might be out for, or how's he looking, or how's the squad looking as a whole going into tomorrow's game?
Well, hopefully we'll have a new signing in this morning, which he can take part in the game. Hopefully, if we get it through in time, a bit of pace and width. A wide player that'll run in behind, which we haven't got at this moment in time. In terms of Gibbo, a big disappointment. He's waited for his opportunity. I thought he started ever so well, but he's come off a groin injury, so it's something we're going to have to assess, and whether we need to bring somebody else in for a short term. But hopefully, it'll only be a couple of weeks, and we can manage when Greg gets back from international duty.